Yeah, you can sense that. Yeah. And that's why I said it's not a good situation. Just, I'm trying to judge, but just to be clarified, because in this kind of thing, it's like very often the role you play, if it's not actually true love, the role you play is very much like a lever. Like, you are like the invisible force in their dynamic, which you don't actually know. And then when things are bad between them, then it's like, then you are good. But then when things are good for them, then you have no value. Or like, I don't want to say that, but then it's like your purpose is done. Or maybe you were purposely there so that she could regain, then, so that the other person would come back to her. So it's like whenever there's this kind of situation, the other person's often like used in this way. And even in the moment, it's not like, may there might not have been a manipulative intention to use you. The reality of the situation is that that is what happened. So maybe in the moment, everyone's just blind and deluded and just like thinking it's about their feelings. But the reality of the situation becomes that no one was actually going to leave nobody for anything. It's the same for a man or woman, right? Like, the guy has their fun with you, they weren't ever going to leave, right? And then the wife somehow gives him the affection or what sucks, whatever, that he's been missing for all of this time. And now, okay, they have history, they have kids, they're not gonna leave each other, right? And then you're just like, okay, so then what was I to you? Like, what the fuck? But I mean, yeah, but it's just like, I've told my stream many times how old I am, right? I've told my stream many times. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I actually helped, but at least from, I think you can see it if you step outside of your own personal thing and see like just larger trends in people. You can see that this kind of thing. I don't like it in humans. I don't like this kind of dishonesty. Yeah, I don't should try to judge people, but I can talk about an experience I had in a park. And some man walked up to me and he like, I think he had yellow fever, but he was telling me about how he was dating a woman for like 2 years and they were like very much in love, and then he actually gave her a ring or wanted him to like, and then one night she came over to his house and then dropped like an envelope onto the table, and he opened the envelope and it was full of pictures of her and him together, and he immediately understood what happened. And I didn't understand. I was like, what does that mean? He understood that meant that her husband hired somebody to take pictures of them so that she was actually married the whole fucking time. And it like totally destroyed him because he invested so much. He wanted to marry her, and it was like he thought it was like whatever. And that kind of thing to me, like he met her son and everything, and the whole time, and then she cried and she was like, "Yeah, but he's cheats on me all the time." In China, like we live separately. He cheated on my time. That doesn't excuse the fact that you're living a lie. So I just don't understand. I don't understand. I mean, I can understand, but to me, this is just like, this is the stuff that I'm just like, the dishonesty for 2 years. How can you live like that? How, I don't, I can't, I can't, absolutely not. It's just so fake, like all the time, like you, like how can, like, how, I'm 31. Can't wait until you're 30, 2200. I could tell you I'm 42, but I'll just tell you. Can't wait until you're 2. Oh, now we're gonna tell the chat. Well, since you're tell the chat, then I'll say it here. I mean, that's the thing. It's like most of the time, if people actually like, if something's actually gonna work out, it doesn't take that long. Sometimes it does, and there's an actual situation, but when it drags on like that, most of the time it means like you're not getting your happy ending, unfortunately. It means kind of like you're strung along. like this may not be her intentions. Like she may not want to hurt you. She may, and maybe that's why she's actually avoiding you because she doesn't want to face her own guilt. She doesn't actually want to look at someone who she cared about and like see how bad. Like she doesn't want to hurt them. So a lot of times people are like that. They don't want to. They don't want to. They don't have the courage. They don't have the balls to like say sorry or to look at someone they hurt. They'd rather run away. And not gonna try to judge them too hard because I've been there. I've also not had the balls, and I would hope that in the future I do have the balls to not even get into this kind of situation. Okay, but like, but yeah, it's like well, but back to like your situation. I think normally if it takes that long, it means it's like not working. Because if there's actually like an impetus to be together, then she would have it would have happened. Like she would have left and then been with you. But you have to also take a look at yourself. If you are actually open and willing to be in love yourself, or are you looking for distraction, or are you actually avoiding feeling true vulnerability? But yeah, but you have to look at yourself and see if you're really just trying to avoid being vulnerable with someone who's available. Like, are you traumatized perhaps from your last relationship that you feel that you can't fully like enter something? So you choose to enter something that's like unavailable, not truly available, and kind of dysfunctional, and where you also feel needed, like you're playing a role that you're trying to help somebody, right? But you're trying to attract someone who's in a place who's also willing to give and to be in a place that they're healthy. Oh, it's a classic man falling for the woman who's like with a bad partner. It's like classic. It's like yeah, classic like let me let me be better than that guy. Classic Shawn Mendes. I can treat you better than he can. I can treat you better than he can. Well, no, you can't because you're just like him. You play that role, and guess what? They still broke up. In your mind, you can always, in your fantasy mind, you would be the ideal partner. When you're actually the partner, then it doesn't work out and you actually end up breaking up. It's like, it's just a fantasy. That's it. Your fantasy's like, oh, yeah, 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 you've been here so long. You still think you're the hero. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. You will learn to see the light of the situation of any other situation you're in when you give up the need to be important or special. Oh, that was so deep. I need to write that down. This was at 4 minutes and 46. What I mean by this is like me, for example, I realized like I was so infatuated. I was so lost in my need to feel special and seen that I thought that I was special to him and I thought I meant something different to him. So that every time I saw him react to me or like react like basically like talk to me or look at me a certain way, I thought it meant that he cared about me in a special way. But when I saw him looking at other girls the same way or having a similar reaction to other people that weren't me, I realized that it was just like this whole attachment or significance, personal significance I had was just my own need to feel special, right? When the reality is I'm actually quite easily replaced. And that could hurt me and make me feel bad and hurt my ego and hurt me and it's kind of painful. But it's also freeing, it's also liberating to know that this whatever personal attachment is just it's probably just because of the situation, the circumstance. Because I treated them in a certain way over and over and over that made them feel a certain way over and over and over. So those consecutive actions created this whole feeling, this whole dynamic. Whereas, but like the truth is, anybody could have done that and created that dynamic with them if they had the same desire as me. They could have done that with them. And same, like maybe someone else could replace who he was to me, or maybe they can't. But I don't know. But it's just it made me realize that this whole sense of like personal connection, this tie that I had, I don't know how much of that was just created because of my own ego, because of my desire to feel seen and special. Yeah. Well, just say the same thing like you say to me, Neil. Say the same thing you say to me, right? Because right, ask some questions. Like you asked me, I'm sorry I didn't answer you. What was my happiest moment? That's because I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. Maybe ask me again some other time, because I'm thinking about this other topic. You ask ask some questions like, hey, like after the polite small talk, like how are you, how's your day? Ask some stuff like, what do you like to do? What do you like to play chess? You don't? Okay. What do you like to do with your time? What are their interests? What are their desires? What do they like, dislike? Where do they come from? How is their hometown? How many people are in their family? Stuff like that. And go to school, like what do you study? What do you learn? Or if you go to work, what do you do? What's your goal in life? What are you up to? There's a lot of topics. You can Google this. Like stuff you can talk about. I mean, yeah, that hurt. I'm not saying that it's like I'm not trying to minimize this whole thing by thinking so large. It hurts. Like today, I like it hurt. It hurt when you feel like, damn, maybe they don't really care at all. Like maybe I was just anybody. Like maybe to them I was just like anybody. Like any girl could actually make him feel that way. Any girl can make him look like that. And it's not it's not like me and how he actually likes me. But I was just somebody to, I guess, make him feel a certain way. And that kind of feeling hurts. But then I try to think outside of it and think, like, if I were to look deeply and deeper into this feeling, I don't have to let it hurt me because at the end of it, if I truly care about this person and want him to be happy, then I should be glad that other people can make him feel that way, just like I can. And I should be happy that people are doing it for me. And I should be happy for him. So yeah, if she doesn't need you anymore, that means it's actually good because then it means that she's not in a terrible situation. And that she might actually be able to move on and have a somewhat normal home. And I guess the thing to feel about that is to feel happy for her. I know it does. I know. Both. Both. Everything is everything that happens in the world is a result of a particular situation. Like what I'm reading right now in Buddhism is that things manifest when the conditions are right. So when certain blossoms are appearing in a tree, it's because the frost has faded, it's getting warmer, the winds aren't blowing a certain way, the sun is shining a certain way. The conditions are right for the situation to manifest. And when it leaves, it doesn't mean it won't manifest again. It just means the conditions aren't there. So the conditions may come back, but it's definitely situational. But that's a thing with anything. It's like if I didn't just happen to be late to work that day and I didn't happen to go to this coffee shop to grab my bagel, I wouldn't have just happened to meet you there and we wouldn't have spent 3 hours talking over the phone for the like that night. Right? Like stuff like that. It's a situational thing. Like if I didn't happen to work abroad, I wouldn't have happened to like meet you. But now I no longer work abroad, so are we gonna stuff like that, right? Everything is situational or situationally created. Yeah. Everything is situationally created. And whether or not it's actually meant to be in a way that you imagine or fantasize about is right. So it means the conditions aren't there, so it's not gonna manifest anymore, unfortunately. Okay, don't joke about that. And at the time, I think it was. At the time, I think. At the time, well, this account was only created 42 minutes ago, so I kind of want to disband them. No, no, no. There is free will. Of course, it's free will. But we're talking about situations that made it. Like, of course, you could have decided not to hang. You could have not talk. But why are you talking in the first place? It's because the conditions are there. And the moment it feels genuine. But that's what I mean about you choosing next time or even this time what situation you want to be in. Because certain feelings may feel right even in a bad situation. But if the situation is not right or does not align with the deeper truth, then it will not work out. Because it's kind of like, right, I don't think you want that. You don't want that. That's what I realized. Let's just say that now, like, I see that as a matter of principle, right? That if some guy, yeah, I can't talk about that. Like, if, can you give more details though? Like, what's your actual question? It's like, how do I say this? If I fall for somebody who is not available, like, they're actually in a relationship with someone else. Yeah, I know. If they seem that they're actually with someone else, even though I know that they have real feelings for me and I actually really like them, I actually really do care about them, I cannot. Oh yeah, I'm getting tired. I'm getting there. I cannot let myself be in that situation because it's not like it's just karmically bad. It's like first, because I thought about this myself. It's like first, I don't want to be in a situation that's based on lies. You have to know what the truth is, and truth is when it's actually honest to all parties involved. Did her husband know about this? Were you being honest and true and right to him? Like, even if he's a bad person. For me, it's simple. I don't think I seem exhausted. For me, it's very simple. It's like if there is some kind of dishonesty involved, where not all parties are being respected, then it's a no go. Because I don't want to lie to someone. I don't want to make them lie to someone. And I don't want to have someone have their feelings be hurt because they know that they were cheated on or lied to. So you have to look at the big picture. Like, if this situation is not right for everyone involved, it's not right. There is no great. This is the greater good I'm talking about. This is the greater good I'm talking about. The greater good is that I don't want. I don't know who the other woman is. I'm not gonna say in every situation. Like this is because I know this happens, and I've right. But at least now, like the Belisa now, the Belisa today, when faced with this kind of situation, she makes the choice that she'd rather let go of this situation than force herself and compromise herself and the other person by going into this twisted path that's built fundamentally on lies. So it's not about whether your feelings for each other were true. It's that your whole relationship was built on a lie. Do you understand that? Like, yes, maybe Gandhi would be of some help. Gandhi says truth is God. I mean, it feels a lot of times you want to lie for your own good or for somebody's good or something. But a lot of times if you look deeper or if you let the karma play itself out, if you let the situation play itself out, lying almost always falls on your face. You can call it karma or something. That's not always definitely bad. I don't believe in that either. Like sometimes it does just happen. I'm not here to label things as good or bad. But I'm saying if there's something that's based on incomplete, like how do I say this? No, we're not here to judge this, okay? Because you probably, if you say that really harshly, it probably means you haven't experienced something like that. And if you have, then you understand that it happens because people are human and people have feelings. I think, yeah. No, I have lied. I think I even now have this dilemma. Like I have, hmm, I don't lie. I don't like to lie, but I've definitely admitted the actual truth. But that was again a situation that if like the Belisa today knows, looking back, would not get herself into. But it still happened like recently enough that I know that I could get into it. But now, for example, I would know that that doesn't feel good to me, and the result of that, the whole situation, showed me that nothing works out when it's built on something like this. So the Belisa today would not even get into a situation that would require me to admit the truth like that. Like, I just don't want to. I just don't want to do it. Um. Yeah. No, I would probably say the truth. Well, I don't know. It depends on how you say it, but no, it's not like that. It's not like that because it's a lot more serious. It's not like that. It's not like that. That's not a equivalent example. It's not like that at all. I'm just saying this is your judgment and discernment. And I know it's hard because you have feelings, you have real feelings, but right. But it takes once. I think it's just your experience. Maybe in the future you would shy away from situations like this. So maybe you just need this experience. I don't know. Sometimes you just need the experience. And it's not always like this. A lot of times people leave people for their. But I'm getting hungry now. I'm really hungry. I think I'm pretty honest. I don't think I could lie. He has a condition. I mean, I don't know. Then he probably knows that he's fat. Like, what would your lying do? Your lying would only confirm in his eyes that you're a liar and you can't be trusted. Like you're just a friend who won't tell him the truth, so you're not a real friend. I wouldn't. Why would I lie? If I respect you as a person, I mean, I could try to phrase it kindly or nicely, but I would try not to delude you. Just like how I'm trying not to delude. He says I didn't help him because I didn't want to be like, there, she sucks. Like, blah, blah. No, I'm trying to tell him, like, okay, you should try to be responsible yourself as well and take a look at what drove you to get into this in the first place. Then you still haven't learned your lesson, dude. Come back when you've suffered more. You don't want to shy away from that situation. That means you haven't suffered enough. If you can't feel in your heart that it's something like disgusting or wrong, that's what I feel when I get into these certain elements or certain dynamics or certain things. The feeling gives me is of such a, it's like repulsiveness. Like, how do I say it? It's like a visceral gut reaction because that's what experience teaches you to avoid. It's like you eat a poison fruit, you spit it out, you don't want to taste it again. If it doesn't taste poisonous to you, that means you haven't been poisoned hard enough. So some part of you is still like, oh my god, it was still worth it. No, we're not in the chess category. That juicy what? I know. Memes are easily manipulated. Yeah, that's true. Actually, I kind of agree with you. You're right. Yeah, that's kind of true. Like, I can say all this, like, I want, I want. Well, it is a matter of conviction. I think it's a conviction. It's like kind of a thing. Like, your own personal conviction. Because I know exactly what you mean. Like, I can say all this stuff, and if I actually feel a certain way in a certain moment, I think I could be drawn into certain things. At least for me before. But I think because now I have certain, like, I have faith. And I think that's the anchor for me for truth and for my own principles of what I want and do not want. It's faith. I'm not trying to say you should have like other people. I'm saying for me, the faith. Actually, for everybody, but if you don't want it, that's your own choice. Maybe they had to leave. Like a lot of times that happens. Like I have to leave the game even if I'm playing. Sometimes you need patience, Clay. Like sometimes we think things are toxic or the wrong person, but sometimes like we were talking about conditions or manifestation. Sometimes it's because certain conditions are not there. Where you need more patience to work through the person or the situation. You need time to learn a person, experience a person. So it's like people do tend to give up too easily these days as well. People do give up easily and they give up fast. I understand how you think because I think similarly. I don't think in terms of black and white. Everything is like, but in terms of certain principles you have, that's that's like that's your compass. Is the direction of north gray to you? To you, like when you look at a compass, is the direction of north gray or black and white to you? Like, do you have any truth, constant truth, or is everything relative truth to you? And that's something you have to work out yourself. Google, Neil, Google. That was interesting. There we go. No, but we're looking at the stuff that is truth. That is truth in terms of truth. And for me, truth is like what I'm saying is there are certain things that I don't know. I don't know. You gotta say it's emotional truth. Not really. At least they're not accurate with me, so it makes me doubt the rest of her accuracies. That's true, but then again, that's another thing that I say about patience. It's like, I don't know. What can you see when someone's not invested? I don't know. But anyway, I'll choose accept. I'm not gonna doubt what you say. at least in this situation, I can say that it does not work. And most things I've ever experienced or observed, it does not work to. Mm, because even if, and I can say this pretty certainly, even if she actually ended up, no, because that's what you're holding on to, and that's an illusion. Because even if she had left her husband for you, it would quickly go, it would not work out, because then the conditions wouldn't be there for your love to blossom. Your whole love was predicated on the fact that she had this toxic dynamic with her husband. But if she actually ended up with you, then that toxic factor is no longer there. There's no current there pushing her into your arms. Do you see? That's a condition that was necessary, and once that's gone, guess what? There's no condition anymore. So it will fall apart. So you keep on thinking like, okay, but what came out so close? But no. Seriously? He's a bot. Anyway, I think that's it. I think that's all I want to talk about right now. I want to go to. I'm too hungry. But yeah, I hope that like does that or do you want to keep discussing this? We could discuss it later maybe. I don't know if you have something else to discuss. But I think that actually felt yeah, exactly. Exactly. I like this video too. I almost want to upload this video, but it's too long-winded. So I'm gonna condense it. I'm gonna like clarify my own thoughts on this matter and then create a video on this. But maybe I'm not qualified. I'm not qualified to talk about any of this because I haven't experienced it myself. So it's like if I were or the husband in this situation, I could do the same things that they do because I would be in their shoes, but I'm not. So it's easy to come from a third party like an outsider and like, give this bird's eye. But because that's precisely I'm giving a bird's eye, then I think I can see it like for me it's like this is what it looks like. But we all have the capacity to be acting in this way. So it's not about necessarily saying like okay, but it's what you learn from this that's important or what you see this as. You don't have to agree. At least for me, it helps me to understand things deeply. Like when I need to understand things deeply for me to let go or to like emotionally with like just at least I try like once I understand then it's like makes sense and I'm like okay. But again, you didn't tell me everything that happens. I'm sure there's a lot of moments that I didn't explain that feels like it was love. That feels right. It's always that fantasy of it could have been if only. It could have been if only. But it's not because it's not only because it didn't happen. And that's how all evolution happened. That's how you were born. If the sperm did not find this egg, did not happen to create you, then this whole drama would not have occurred and you would not be in my stream right now. But it just so happened this way. And it just so happened that your situation did not work out. So it doesn't matter on a cosmic scale or on any scale if it just was one small factor. Because that's how everything happens. It's always like just one thing that's different. What made you have a Y chromosome and not two X chromosomes? It just so happened. So, a lot of these things is just meant to be. and you kind of had to accept it. It's just meant to be like this. All right, all right. Next time we'll have Mustache Rook talk about his feelings. I mean, A maybe. You go to sleep. I'm getting. I'm. I mean, I don't know. It feels like you have some things that you don't agree with, or you're skeptical of, and I just want to know, like, okay, but then like, what's like the hang up? Like, what are you skeptical about? What are you skeptical about? What's still like something on your mind? I guess it's emotional attachment. Like, what about this is like making you like, huh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I think that's just your nature. You like to question things, and there's always two sides for you. So there's this, but then it could also be that, and there's that, and it could be this. I don't think you can ever know because we're always in flux, Clay. It's not a constant. Yes, I bet you do, Mr. Shades of Grey. Adios, chicos. Have fun. Yeah, but I'm curious. If you actually have things you question about this, what I'm saying, feel free to tell me. Feel free to continue and ask me. Because I don't know. Because I think I said things in a way that I believe, but I don't know. Me siento muito, me siento muy bien y estoy pensando sobre cosas en que estoy muy interesada. Entonces, una conversación interesante. Y quiero ayudar a más gente a vivir más claramente, con más claridad, visión, percepción, verdad, principios. That's because you didn't give me details, but I mean, I don't know. Even if you did, I feel like I would still simplify. Yeah, yeah, whatever. Everything is various shades of gray. Me encanta también. Oh, it's dragon. I don't know. You can say why it feels too simple. What's up, Jeff? Why is everyone here when I'm about to leave? It's always like that. Every time I'm about to go, three people hop on saying hi. I guess it's always like that. I'm like, hey. It's like, bye, but hey. No, you can't 1v1 me. I mean, I think I feel that too. I think I feel that when people give me advice. That's why I don't like to ask for advice. It's because they always think they know something about the thing that they don't know because they weren't there with me. They don't know what I feel. They don't see the things I feel, and they don't know the things I know intuitively. And they never believe it when I tell them my intuition. So that's a problem with telling people about your problems because they don't understand. That's too extreme. That's also gray. Ándale. Yeah, you actually do ask for a lot of advice, Clay. You say things that are so contradicting. Oh, dragon. I hope you feel better. Yeah, Mercury is retrograde for sure. So I'm surprised we're even having this conversation. It's quite nice, even though we're retrograde. That's true. I could just say it's not. But how do you know if it's different or not if you haven't experienced everything else to know that it's different? And how do you know if I'm gonna say it's not? And how do you know that it is different? Me gustar? What should I eat now? I'm so hungry. I now eat 2 apples. I already finished my banana. No, I ate 2 apples and an orange. It's very citric. Me gusta to español. Me gusta. What do you mean me gustar? I'm sorry. Oh, let's get a snack on. Oh, I do. I have pistachios that I got. I also got walnuts. Oh, you believe in the one. You believe in the one. I believe in that. I think so. I hug trees almost not every day, but oh, today I high fived a tree. I didn't hug it, but I high fived a holy tree, or like I touched a holy tree. Not really. Spirit, maybe? I don't know. Take care of people. Wish you guys the best. Tree hugging existed way before grass touching. Like grass touching was like a Gen Z thing, you know? I touch grass and I hug trees.